It's championship weekend in North Carolina. From the grind of summer practices to battling it out in the regular season, teams are focused on a state title. It is now time to crown them. For the most in-depth high school football coverage in the Queen City, the Blitz starts now.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome inside the Bahakel Sports studio. I am Jeff Taylor alongside John Treach. And John, from summer practices to the regular season, we finally arrived at championship weekend.
It's here. 17 weeks ago, every sweat field practice field featured a team and a dream. Now there are just two teams with one dream date in the state championship. Hickory is trying to deliver a trophy in history that's been 27 years in the making.
That's been a long time. To Chapel Hill we go on a cold and crisp night for high school football. The Hickory Red Tornadoes would get the ball first, and they would put together a 15-play drive to start the game with plays like this screen pass to Isaiah Lackey. That would move the ball downfield. The Tornadoes off and running. A few plays later, the Wildcat formation with a direct snap to the big running back. Lackey scores from 3 yards out. Hickory up 7-0. 71st is going to answer right back. They put together a 10-play drive that results in a touchdown. DeAndre Nance rolls out and delivers the pass in the end zone to Andre Drummond with a nice catch. Tied up at 7 after one drive apiece. Then we're going to get a big defensive play by the Falcons of 71st. 4th down and short inside the 10. Lackey gets taken down short of the marker. That would turn the ball over to the Falcons. They would do nothing with it. So Hickory back on offense, moving through the air. Nance to Christian Jackson for the big game, and that sets them up at the 2-yard line. So what do you do if you're the Red Tornadoes? You give the ball to the big man. Lackey barrels in for the score. Hickory would go on for the 2-point conversion. They get it. Hickory led 15-7, and when all was said and done, the Red Tornadoes get the win, their first state championship since 1996. So congratulations to the 3A state champions, the Red Tornadoes of Hickory.
And for more from this championship game, Jack Taylor joins us live from Keenan Stadium. Good evening, Jack.
Good evening, John. Good evening, Jeff. It was an instant classic out here at Chapel Hill. You had a game 15-13 going into halftime, neck and neck. The Hickory trying to pull out all the stops to make sure they could keep that lead. But 71st would not be denied a close game in this one. They came out of the gates firing on all cylinders. A quick touchdown for the Falcons right off the bat to take a 1-point lead. From then on, Hickory had to try to get something going. Got stopped on a crucial 4th down to give the Falcons the ball back. But they were able to come out on top. They amassed a lead of 7 points. And in the final quarter of the game, the 12 minutes were a blur as it came down to the wire. Falcons getting on top once again, and then it was down to a 2-minute drill for Hickory for glory. Brady Stober had 4,000 passing yards coming into this game, but today it was his legs that carried this team to their first state championship victory since 1996. He had 2 giant runs on his final drive, including the game-winning touchdown. Now, the Falcons still had 36 seconds left in this game to try to tie it up and send it to overtime. They would drive downfield, but in the very end, throw up a prayer into the end zone. That was picked off by Will Prince. A poetic way to end the game, a poetic way to end this one out and end their season perfect, 16-0 on the season. That replicated what the Hickory Red Tornadoes did back in 1997. Like I said, an instant classic that guys like Brady Stober and Coach Glass will not soon forget. They were all but too emotional afterwards, not even able to try to say what they were feeling, but we got a little bit of sound out of them as they tried to rein in their feelings.
I'm so happy, like, you don't understand how much work we put in as a team, and, like, I'm trying not to, like, this just shows how much, like, I love these guys, and, like, they're my everything, they're my world, they're the reason I get up in the morning, like, these guys, like, I'd do anything for them, and I know they do anything for me, too, and to win this and bring it back to Hickory means the world to me.
I don't know if you know, but Invictus is one of our poems, and Bloody But Unbowed is a big part of it, and that's kind of what we go by. Bloody But Unbowed, we bend but don't break. We're going to believe it, we ain't going to bow down, and we're going to keep fighting.
Hickory's motto this season was to put themselves back on the map and get some respect on their name. And they kept asking themselves, you know, everyone's saying, who's Hickory? Who's Hickory? Well, everyone who watched this game and everyone in North Carolina knows who Hickory is after tonight. A powerhouse program and long-standing, back where it's supposed to be, on the throne with a huge win over 71st. For now, reporting live in Chapel Hill, Jack Taylor, Bahakel Sports, back to y'all in the studio for the rest of the Blitz.
Hey, Jack, thanks for your time, man. Travel back safely. Good job tonight. out at Keenan Stadium. We appreciate it, partner. Okay, so John, big win for Hickory, 16-0, and like you said, 27 years, that's pretty stout. 27
years in the making, and that is a special town out there. You have their own hospital, you have your own school system, you have your own college in Lenore Ryan, who's also right in the Division II. Yeah. It's a championship town, but it's the high school that matters. I mean, they've got such a prestigious tradition, great alumni, and they win that elusive first state title in 27 years.
And they did it in cold weather, rain last week, running the football, playing defense. That's how you get it done in December.
And Class 3A, that's no joke. It is a ton of talent. We saw East Lincoln win last year, Hickory this year, great programs.
Yep, exactly. Hey, don't go anywhere. We have more on the Blitz straight ahead.
Yeah, coming up next, we'll get you set for tomorrow's 4A title game between Weddington and Hoggard. We're right back.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
The loss at the end of the season to Marvin Ridge kind of impacted a lot of people's opinion, and to some people, they questioned them as a 1 seed because of that loss.
It would be huge. I know they want it really bad. We worked so hard all summer for it, so we got to make it happen.
I think they have proven to us that they deserve that 1 seed, because as long as Andy Capone has been there, they've essentially practiced every year on Thanksgiving.
It's a special feeling. Like, we know we're going to the big game, and that's been our goal for years. All 4 years of high school, I've wanted to do this. This team is incredible.
Yeah, welcome back to the Blitz. Tomorrow, 3 other state champions will be crowned, including the 4A winner. Weddington will take on Hoggard at NC State. And to get us set for that matchup, Jeff Taylor is joined by West Charlotte head coach Sam Greiner.
Thanks, John, and our thanks to head coach Sam Greiner of West Charlotte for taking some time to join us and help us break down the 4A state championship game that we play tomorrow. Coach, Weddington entered the postseason as the #1 seed, and all they've done is taken care of business. How impressed have you been with their run through the playoffs here?
You know, at the very beginning of the season, it wasn't as impressive because they're just so well sound, and most of these kids have played together since like youth leagues. They've been together. The Union County Youth League, the way that they bring things up is really taking strides now and showing the progression. I thought some teams maybe had the possibility of catching up with them, throughout the physicality and the strength of schedules and stuff that was going on, that maybe someone could peek up their head and challenge them. And I think that Weddington losing in the regular season kind of re-galvanized the team and made them better.
Ridge.
Exactly.
That last game of the season.
A regular season game, and I think, they had some really mathematicians and figured out that it wasn't going to hurt them in the rankings because they still ended up being the #1 seed. But I think just showing that a progression of them losing a little bit and still staying on top just shows you the passion behind this team, that they really are a team. And they do some things that are just all the way across the board: offense, defense, special teams, very gap sound. I know we're going to talk about some stuff, but it's the most complete team I've seen in a long time.
When I think back to last Friday night playing Indy in the semifinals, the one thing that really impressed me was it was cold, it was rainy. They ran the football and they played defense. That combination, when you get to December and looking to play for championship games, that's what gets you there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, everybody's wanting to be cute, coming off the 7-on-7 circuit in the summer, and everybody wants to throw the ball in there like it's fun to do. But most teams that win state championships, they play great defense and they run the football. And that is still the DNA. You look into the NFL, even though Patrick Mahomes, does things on the biggest stage there is, at the end of the day, they play great defense when it comes down to it. And when they didn't win the Super Bowl. So anyway, from top to bottom, the great teams play in the trenches, great defense, and they run the football.
So tomorrow night, they play Hoggard. Going to be a great ball game. What do you know about Hoggard, and how does this one play out tomorrow night, you think?
Yeah, I mean, Hoggard is definitely a hard-nosed football team as well. They lost early in the season, game 1. Came back, re-galvanized themselves and won out the rest of the way. And I think Hoggard's a tough team. They're going against their counterpart on the other side, East versus West, but they're very DNA similar, where they're going to both be gap sound in defense. They're both going to try to run the football. They're going to take their shots. They have screen game. It's going to be a closer game than people think.
Coach Griner, appreciate your time. Thanks for all you do for our kids in high school football in our area, man. We greatly appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, hey, we'll get more on tomorrow night's game. We're going to send it back to John.
Our thanks to Coach and Jeff. So just how ready are these two coaches who will be leading their teams into tomorrow night's game? Here is Hoggard coach Craig Underwood and Weddington's Andy Capone.
Yeah, I mean, they're extremely talented and well coached. They got great size, physical football team. So, I mean, they look like a state championship team. So I think it's got a chance to be a great game.
Very physical, well coached. They do a lot of different things on special teams. They try and create extra possessions for their offense. They're really good in creating turnovers as well. So that's going to be a big focus, is, not give them extra possessions. So, they got a couple of dynamic guys. They're good up front. So, I mean, there's a reason they're there. There's a reason why they won the East. And, we're expecting a dogfight for 48 minutes, especially in the trenches.
And it's going to be a good one tomorrow night. You're actually going, right?
I'm going.
Yeah, safe travels, man. It's going to be a great game. Also, the 2A, 3A, they'll be played, and you can catch all the action on BahakelSports.com starting at noon tomorrow. And don't go anywhere. We still have more coming up on the Blitz. We will tell you about a very special game that's being played next week. It is the historic Shrine Bowl of the Carolinas. We'll be right back.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back inside the Bahakel Sports studio. I'm Jeff Taylor. That's John Treach. And now, after the state championship games this weekend, high school football fans in the Carolinas can still check out more high school football action. Next Saturday, December 16th, the Shrine Bowl of the Carolinas will kick off at 1 o'clock down in Spartanburg.
Can't wait. It is the oldest Shrine Bowl game in the nation, with the best high school players from the Carolinas being handpicked to play on the teams. The first game was played on December 4th, 1937.
A little while ago, the first Shrine Bowl of the Carolinas was played with the goal of raising money for the Shriners Children's Hospital in Greenville, South Carolina. Shriners Children's is devoted to providing high-quality specialty medical care to the children and families, regardless of their ability to pay any insurance or just pay their bills at all.
Yeah, during the week leading up to the game, both teams will take some time to visit the hospital and bring joy to the kids that are there. All the profits from the game will go to the hospital care, and this makes this historic game personal. And for the players, it's a true honor.
It's actually something me and my dad talked about since I started playing football when I got here. I think it means that all the coaches, they look at you as one of the best players in the state. So to get that kind of acknowledgement means a lot.
Playing Shrine Bowl is a huge accomplishment. It means that other people around the state, coaches, seeing the work that I've put in and thinking that I'm deserving to be one of the best 44 players in the state. So it's just really a great accomplishment.
I'm super excited to be selected in this year's Shrine Bowl. It means a lot to be able to play in the game that I've grew up watching, and seeing dudes like Sam Howell being able to spin it in the Shrine Bowl. It's just awesome that I get the same opportunity to play in this game. It's going to be amazing working with Shriners Hospital and the incredible work that they do. I'm looking forward to meeting my new teammates and spending a week with them and being able to compete alongside them. And it's just a great blessing to be able to play in the game.
It is an awesome thing they do, and I know that we're going to be down there next week. I know you're going to get a chance to go visit the team and go to the hospital. You got to be looking forward to that.
Oh, it is awesome. I did it once, and I still remember some of those moments vividly. Yep. Smiles on their faces.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Right.
Football is great, but so is what they're doing. Hey, a quick reminder that you can catch all the action starting at 12:30 next Saturday on MeTV. It is our Shrine Bowl pregame show, and that's followed by the kickoff at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, stick around. We have one more segment coming up as we take a look back at some of the best plays from this 2023 campaign. We'll be right back.
Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the final segment of the Blitz. I'm Jeff Taylor alongside John Treach.
Yeah, over the entire 2023 season, we have seen some extraordinary plays from players across the Queen City and the surrounding areas. Jack gives us a look at our plays of the year.
Stevie looking left, now adjusts, goes right, up the seam, it's caught! Kakavitsas across for the score!
Earth-shattering hits. Stiff arms that'll send players back to grade school. And a whole lot of athletes running out of their shoes.
You see it again here. Griffin's the middle receiver, number 2 in that triple receiver set. He just runs right up the seam. Nobody carries over the top with him. Caught him in man cover.
Hundreds of thousands of snaps and plays from scrimmage. You, the viewers, voted on the highlights that make you say, nah, 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 nah. Each week we thought we had seen it all, and each week we were proven wrong. We took on the difficult task of narrowing down the top 10 and then the top 5 further still. But only one can be crowned the Bahakel Sports Play of the Year. You've seen the first 5 out of the top 10. Let's break down the top 5. We start things off with a big man touchdown for the Spiders, a scoop and score on a blocked punt. Next up, it seems like Mooresville's power running back was making worthy plays each week. It's only fitting he made the list. Crest trying to stay alive. This is a pretty good way to go about doing so. And then one of the crazier feats we've seen this season, using a cast to not only break up a sure interception, but catch it for yourself. He also used it to block a punt in that game. And last but certainly not least, it's gonna be hard to beat Bryce Lofton's game-sealing interception to bring redemption to the Big I and push the Patriots into the regional finals. Luckily, we don't have to decide. You do. Fans can vote for the top 3 on Twitter, so be on the lookout.
All right, any early selection yet on that?
I have to say the big man touchdown got me.
That one got me,
Concord.
but still the cast.
The cast,
and that,
what a catch.
I mean, I don't get how you do it. Hey, guys. That is a wrap for the Blitz. Remember, you can catch all the state championship games tomorrow on BahakelSports.com starting at noon. Also, the 4A game between Weddington and Hoggard will be live on MeTV starting at 7 o'clock. And let me just say this real quick. This behind us, 42 helmets from everybody around our area.
We're hoarders, Jeff. Is what
I know.
This is. This is an entire community
it's like Christmas
collections,
morning.
yes.
It's like Christmas morning, and you know, it's just something that, you know, all season long, we've made this relationship with the coaches, with players. You know, yourself and Jack Taylor and Kelly Bardick going out there, telling these stories has just been, it's been awesome.
It's awesome, and I think tomorrow's going to be a perfect finale. Weddington, the powerhouse, they've been close all these years. Now they're looking for their first 4A state title. Hickory
got the ring.
Got it for our area, which is so great. And it meant so much to that community. First time in 27 years, 1996. And, you know, that's a generational school where fathers played there and grandfathers played there. And so they brought that back and in dramatic fashion.
You know, and as I go back and think about it, I just go back and I just felt like we were at the summer practices yesterday.
Yeah.
And the heat and just, and there's just something as we start to wrap up the show, high school football on Friday night. When people, you know, always ask me, what is it? And I'm like, it's magical. You can't describe it.
It's part of the fabric of the community. It brings people who wouldn't normally be together. Right. And they're fighting for the same cause. They're fighting for their community. They're fighting for their school. And then they have that bond for the rest of their lives as their alumni, and then those traditions, those rivalries. And it really is special because it unites a community even when times in society are tough. And that's what brings high school sports so special here in Charlotte, and we do it just about better than anybody else in the country. Charlotte high school sports, we have so much talent here.
You know, in 17 weeks plus, it's just been awesome. Appreciate your work, man. Hey, listen, before we go, we want to say thank you to the hardest working crew on Friday night. I'm not talking about all of us in front of the camera, but those who are behind the scenes. Every Friday night, this crew has given their time and energy to make the Blitz what it is. We're truly grateful for the hard work and dedication. Thank you for that. It has been a great high school gridiron season. We cannot wait for 2024, which will get started probably as soon as the other ones get wrapped up. That is the control room. Guys, thank you for all you do every single weekend. Thank you guys all season long for checking us out on the Blitz. Make sure you stick with Bahakel Sports for all of your sports coverage through social media. Game on the 704 podcast. John, safe travels tomorrow. Enjoy the game for Weddington and Hoggard. And everybody, have a great weekend. We'll see you around the corner.